We're very fortunate to have Liam Fox, Shadow Defence Secretary, with us in Brighton today, and I want to take the opportunity to talk to him about Conservative plans for the families of our service personnel. My father was in the army for over 30 years, and it's not the sort of job that you leave in an office. It's a job that affects the whole family. So, like many families then and now, we used to move home every few years. A few weeks ago, I visited some homes for army families, and I was horrified by the state of disrepair of the accommodation. I think it's our duty to look after families like these and to respect them. And the Labour government has been very dismissive of army families. Liam, do you want to share your thoughts on Conservative plans for the families of service personnel?
Well, before I came to Parliament, I worked as a doctor with the Armed Forces. I used to do the Armed Forces in the morning and my own practice in the afternoon. And one thing I learned from that was that if you want to create unhappy service personnel, the quickest way to do it is to create unhappy service families. So we do have to look after the well-being of our service families and our veterans, as well as our serving Armed Forces personnel. And there are quite a few issues that need to be dealt with. The quality of service accommodation, far too much of it is below standard. We've got issues of the continuity of education amongst service children. And of course, we have the ridiculous situation now that if you're in one army base, say in the country, and you're on an NHS waiting list and you move to another one, you'll go to the bottom of the waiting list in the new health authority. Now, how crazy is that? We've got to take common sense measures to start to look properly after the people who make sacrifices, either directly or indirectly, for the country. And there's one other group that we're going to be particularly concerned with, and that is those who come back from combat and who may have mental health problems. It's very clear that if you look at the statistics in the Falklands War, for example, we had 255 service personnel killed in that war. 264 Falklands veterans have committed suicide. Now, if we look ahead to the conflicts in the Gulf and Iraq and Afghanistan, if we're not careful, we're building up a time bomb out there, and we have to try to defuse that. And so we need to look at better ways of improving mental health services, and we're going to trial the creation of a through-life mental health service because we think that the continuity of care is essential, and we'll try to find ways of getting identification of those who might be at risk so that we can prevent what is a completely unacceptable human tragedy.
I'm sure those words will be comforting to serving personnel and their families. But of course we can only help these families if we have a Conservative government. And I hope that you will be able to do your part by supporting me, Charlotte Vere, so that Brighton Pavilion has a strong and effective voice in a Conservative government.